Today is New Year's Eve, and I'm just so shocked that 2025 is over. Has it felt like it just went by in a flash for you? Today, I have a video for you that's going to show you how you reset and step into next year feeling more free, calm, lighter, so you can have an amazing year where you get everything that your heart desires. If you keep stepping into every year hoping things will feel different, but nothing actually changes, then this is for you. This isn't because you didn't try hard enough or you weren't intentional enough. It's because real change doesn't start with effort. It starts with letting go. Today isn't about goals or resolutions. It's not about fixing or trying harder. It's about releasing what is no longer serving you and the woman you're becoming, so your life and relationships can flourish and nourish you. So what you're going to learn is the real key to having the love and relationship you always wanted, how to stop fighting change and recognize when life is actually helping you, the difference between pushing forward and choosing differently, and how about no more New Year's resolutions ever? I hate those. And how to enter the new year lighter, clearer, and more self-led. So get your coffee, get your tea, and come hang out with me. Hey, that rhymes. So before we talk about this reset, we're going to go over something foundational. That's the ability to actually feel your feelings instead of staying stuck in them. And this reconnects you to your inner wisdom, inner knowing, and your inner security. This is when self-trust blossoms. This is what secure, high-value women do. They know their worth. They trust themselves. They deeply love themselves. They know who they are, what they want, and what they will not tolerate. When a woman deeply trusts and values herself, her relationship changes. She stops overfunctioning, she stops carrying everything, and starts showing up from self-respect. And this changes the emotional dynamic. She shows up differently, she moves differently, and the relationship she's in either rises to meet her or reveals the truth. And this all begins with feelings. This was a huge transformational shift for me when I learned how to actually feel, not react, not freak out, not control, not manage, just simply feel. Most of us aren't doing that. Most of us are having a story, and the story is getting us upset. So this isn't trying to fix yourself. This is about really coming home to yourself and trusting yourself. I hope you're seeing how powerful it actually is. And not to mention, it's your superpower. When you're a woman, I just got chills. Feelings are how you connect with yourself. They help you protect yourself and also honor yourself. They are guides. And as a woman, they are your superpower. They lead to self-trust. And that's where life is all about the woman you're becoming and the juicy, amazing things you want, like the deeply connected, lasting love that you've always wanted. Okay? It's possible, but most of us live in resistance to the feeling. We keep running away, numbing, avoiding, doing anything and everything to avoid our feelings. If you finally want clarity in your life to see why your relationships keep unfolding the way they are, I'm going to have a quiz below to check out. Okay, it's a free 60-second quiz. It's going to start giving you clarity that you need to actually get the love and partnership that you want instead of waiting and hoping it will change.
It's linked below in the notes.
The next one is embrace change. Don't fight it. Flow with it. Change has been the one constant in my life. It's literally just constant change. Now, I no longer fight it. I just simply embrace it. I see it now that it's happening for my benefit. Even though it feels challenging in the moment, I know that it's for me. So I had to move from my apartment about 2 years ago. And in the moment, I was dealing with a huge challenge. And there was no way that I could foresee now that me moving would have affected me in a positive way. I resisted it. I didn't want to do it. And finally, I'm like, damn, I got to move. 2 years later, I can see how it was happening for my benefit, how it was actually serving me, but I couldn't in the thick of it. So no matter what you've experienced right now or this year, when you get the time and the space, you can actually see, oh, This was actually helping me. That person who was removed from my life, the person who left, the person who disappointed me or kept crossing boundary after boundary, was never meant to be here in the first place. I was simply holding on to them. I was holding on to something that wasn't serving me. So now I can see with crystal clear clarity that I needed to move. But back then, and that situation was happening for my betterment, but I couldn't in the moment. So no matter what situation you're in, if you give it some time, you can step back and actually see that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, was actually working in your favor. And it was actually benefiting you. I talk about this more in the podcast episode, Everything is Happening for You. So here's the first step to resetting and stepping into next year is notice 3 things you're done tolerating. This is a minimum of 3 things. Let's write down the things you're done tolerating from this year and all previous years, and you're not going to bring with you into this coming year. What are the things that you keep explaining that don't feel good, where you're ignoring boundary violations, or when you're just always on? The next one to reset for next year is name 3 changes you've made or accomplishments you've had that you are proud of. If you're anything like me, my pace is so fast. I go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and I never acknowledge the effort, the time, the energy, the hard work that I actually put into it to get that accomplishment. And you deserve acknowledgement. So write down minimum 3 things that you're proud of. Okay, here's one for me. I stopped cussing. If you would have watched me just a year or 2 ago, I said the F-bomb all the time. I cussed all the time. And I still do occasionally, but I don't say it every 3rd word. I don't cuss like a sailor anymore. And here's what is amazing. And I didn't even intentionally set out as to I want to stop cussing. No, it just simply happened in my life at the time that I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to do that anymore. It just feels good in the moment. It feels empowering, to say what I really feel and what I think and give someone a piece of my mind occasionally. Most of it was really expressing me that I didn't get to as a kid. I didn't have the freedom to express myself. I just felt free because, it's taboo to cuss, to say the F word. It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon in today's culture. So write down the things you are proud of, the things you accomplished, or even the things you invested a lot of time, love, effort, and energy into, and maybe it didn't work out, but you're still proud of what you did and that you took that risk. Then make an actual date and time for when you will celebrate yourself. Maybe that's going out with your friends to your favorite restaurant and it being all about you, or buying some champagne and white chocolate covered strawberries to celebrate it. Don't phone this in. Really take the time to celebrate yourself. All right, so F, New Year's resolutions. You don't need that shit. You don't need something to feel guilty or ashamed about that you weren't able to accomplish because you got real excited that it's a new year and everyone just gets caught up in this newness. So let's try this, let's do this. And then, a couple months later, the motivation is gone and you just drop it. I don't do New Year's resolutions and I haven't for years. But what I'm about to teach you is very powerful and life-changing. Okay, so we've talked about what we're not going to tolerate. We talked about what we're going to celebrate. And then we're talking about one self-love practice that will change the rest, not the year, your life. Your life. Maybe it's simply putting yourself first. Stop overgiving and overextending yourself for everyone. Or to simply speak up. These are self-loving and self-care habits that will dramatically impact the rest of your life. One year I focused on self-love and noticed the way I had been showing up my entire life and choose to make a different choice. And it's completely changed my life. And it's a gentle practice, so it's not something that's going to be hard or heavy. So it doesn't feel like an obligation or a pressure, that it's something you're doing because you deeply love yourself. The next one, how to completely reset. Here's something powerful I do every single day. You don't need to become someone new. You're letting go of what no longer serves you. This is to mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually start over. Even if you didn't accomplish your goals, even if you're grieving something you've lost, which I have, I've been grieving for the past 2 or 3 years. This is where we let go of our disappointments, our failures, our mistakes, and choose to reset and start anew. So that goal that you didn't accomplish, everyone wants to get into the gym and start eating healthy every new year, right? And you beat yourself up and you feel guilt or self-judgment. Well, now we're going to let that shit go. You choose to look at yourself with compassion and love. The simple fact that you tried to do those things and that it went outside of your comfort zone, that made it a win. Just because it doesn't look the way you wanted it to look, if it taught you something, then it was a success. If you went outside of your comfort zone, it was a success. There's a couple things that I didn't get to accomplish this year that I really actually genuinely feel sad over. I'm not going to keep punishing myself, feeling bad, feeling disappointed. I'm going to simply let all that go. And then you're starting fresh. This is how you can step into next year feeling lighter, more at ease, having more compassion, grace, and love to yourself. Because you are the most important person in your life. And I think you're pretty damn awesome. So this is really, really powerful stuff. If you guys want more support, then check out sabrinaphoenix.com. That's where I have courses and coaching, and check out my quiz.
Below in the notes.
That's going to give you actual real clarity on the patterns and how you're showing up in your relationships, in your love life. That will open your eyes, because guess what? 80% is simply noticing the pattern that you're in. Because when you notice it, it no longer has you, you have it. Okay? If you have any questions, I would love to support you as we roll into the new year. I typically go live on Fridays almost every single week and answer your relationship questions. I still am so shocked that it's done. It felt like I snapped my fingers, I blinked, and the year went by. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. I hope you have a safe, amazing, happy holiday where you feel deeply loved and adored for simply being you.